The first house that we lived in when we moved to Guadalajara was a split level, built on the sloping side of a mountain overlooking the city. We had 8 children at the time, and our youngest was little Joey, a curious little guy with an adventurous spirit that put him in a precarious spot. The house had 7 levels, and over 89 steps from the front door, which was at street level, down to the master bedroom at the very bottom. It was a very unique home, our first home in Guadalajara, which the Lord provided us for 6 years. As a baby, Joey slept in a crib in our room, but eventually moved into a room with his closest older siblings when he was around a year old, where he still slept in his crib. About halfway down, there were a few bedrooms and a bathroom. Further down the steps was my oldest daughter's room, which had its own bathroom with a domed acrylic skylight in the high ceiling. One night, she was in the bathroom when she heard a strange noise above her. She looked up and saw some small bare footprints walking across the top of the translucent dome. She freaked out and ran to wake us up and tell us. She told us someone was up on the roof and she thought it was Joey. We ran to Joey's room and sure enough, his crib was empty. I ran outside and down the steps to the garden level and grabbed the tall extension ladder which was laying nearby. I climbed up the ladder and sure enough, there was Joey wandering around the roof in his diaper without a care in the world. The only possible way he could have gotten up there was by climbing up onto the bathroom sink and squeezing through a tiny rectangular bathroom window that opened out onto the roof, right at the very edge of a 30-foot drop straight down. Not only was Joey an escape artist, he was a daredevil. I'm sure he didn't even realize the danger he was in. He was just exploring like little kids do, in the middle of the night, up on the roof, while I climbed up and calmly walked over to my son. "What are you doing up here, buddy?" I asked him. I took him in my arms and carefully carried him down the extension ladder. As of that night, we had to put padlocks on Joey's crib, effectively locking him in, so he couldn't get out and put himself in any danger like that again. In the US, this would have been grounds for child abuse, locking our son in a cage, but it really was for his own safety and protection. Joey finally outgrew his wandering toddler stage and graduated to a race car bed that I made for him. His little brother and sister came along, and each slept in the same crib, but neither of them ever needed the lid or the locks to keep them in it at night. I praise God that his loving hand of protection was with little Joey that night, and that we found him when we did, up on the roof. Thank you so much for listening to this true story from Memoirs of Mexico. If you enjoyed this story, or if it was a blessing to you, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. That would be a blessing to me. I upload a new true story every day. If you like to read, you can also order Memoirs of Mexico in paperback or ebook on Amazon.com. There's a link in the description. Thanks again for listening.